His therapist actually just put hands on this kid or whatever whatnot. Now I said, for no goddamn reason. And person that's the head of this therapist don't wanna do nothing. He shoved this child into a shell. Real though, and boss don't wanna do shit. That's crazy as hell. And that's on bro. Anyway, now these people in Mississippi up there trying to take these black people land in their houses so they could break them down or whatever whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And don't give them nothing. Just give them pennies or not, or anything. Not any more. That's some crazy shit, right? I mean, damn. They just decided to make a plan to take their shit. Just take it. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, goddamn, it's crazy as hell. Some crazy ass shit. Real though, they out of pocket for this shit, and that's on real. Anyway, this dude in Miami, Florida. Actually got into a altercation. But before he got into an altercation with this dude or whatever whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I mean they was talking major shit on Instagram or whatever whatnot, and the dude said he was gonna fight him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Dude walked into the gym this and actually just went up in here by himself or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Start messing with this dude or whatever. This dude had a crew or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He had 4 people right with him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this brother, he went up and he pushed him, and then next thing this dude just started hitting him with a dumbbell or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And his crew tried to jump in too. Real though, they got him on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Another one kicked him in his head or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy as ever. And the police was called or whatever whatnot. This dude had bruises on his face or whatever. He told him what happened or whatever. He tried to actually sue or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? For what happened or whatever. I hope things go good for him. You know what I'm saying? And because I don't know if they gonna let him win the case or not. You know what I'm saying? I hope it go good for him. That's on bro. Anyway, now this shorty is from Tampa, but she ended up being up in St. Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And she was hung up in the tree behind Dollar Tree or whatever whatnot. In St. Pittsburgh, this lady, you know what I'm saying, her name was Soraya or whatever whatnot. And they found her dead body hanging up in the tree on July the 1st this year or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Real, and that's crazy as hell. I'm like, goddamn. I'm like, shit. I'm like, dang. Nigga don't even want to do no investigation. Don't even want to make stories on the damn shit that happened or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They just covering that shit up. It's not nothing to take seriously. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, people is dumb left and right like a motherfucker, and they just don't want to cover it. Don't want to cover it. They don't want to tell the story or whatever about what happened to these individuals or whatever, whatnot. And that's kind of fucked up. They out of pocket for that shit, and that's on bro. Anyway, now this black professor was accused of sexual assault at this university that he was working at, or whatever, whatnot. And he didn't actually like that or whatever. So they let him go, or whatever, whatnot. And then they just brought him back, whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But then he resigned, and he was you could take the stuff that they were saying on media or whatnot like that. So he just committed suicide or whatever, whatnot. Meanwhile, this other dude did the same thing, and he took credit for people's speech that he wasn't supposed to take credit of. And they didn't even get on him about that. They didn't get on his ass about none of that. Bro, I'm like, dang, it's messed up. Because when it's the brother, they got down on him for doing some stuff. When it's a white dude, they just let it go. Just brush it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I mean that shit crazy, man. I'm like, god damn. And this was in London. You know what I'm saying? I mean damn, that's crazy. It's crazy as ever. Bro, I'm like, dang. It's some crazy shit. I mean they out of pocket for this shit. And this one, bro. I mean they held the brother accountable for what he did, but they won't hold the white dude accountable for what the fuck he did. That's some crazy shit, gang. Anyway, so these cops start messing with these women or whatever after a meeting or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they up there telling them lies and shit. Up there saying you know what I'm saying, they was gonna get arrested because they wasn't they didn't want to show their identification or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? For real though, I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? For real though, they in a public place. And in a public place, you could do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to record, you can record. If you want to stand there, you can stand there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're just running your business in a public place. But they ass at that like this, a restricted area or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? For real. Anyway, so they just keep on talking to these women and all that stuff. They say they had to leave. Then next thing you know, they detain them. So they won't have to leave or whatever, whatnot. That was a setup. That was a setup so they could set them up so they could arrest their ass. That's what they did. That's what they did for real, gang. I mean, shit. And plenty cops be doing that shit. I'm for real. That shit don't be funny. That shit don't be funny at all. You know what I'm saying? So they can get into the motherfucking moment. Once they get into the motherfucking moment, ain't no talking to their ass. You know what I'm saying? For real though. They just go and violate your saying rights and all that shit. For real though. I mean they arrested her and her woman. You know what I'm saying? Her girlfriend. Or whatever went out. You know what I'm saying? They tried to arrest her friends and all that. You know what I'm saying? Damn. That's crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? She was she showed her ID. The other cop was well, if you still show your ID, you still gonna get arrested for trespass. I'm like, damn. That's really fucked up. I mean, see. But after they put them in jail or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? The judge dropped the charges against them and all that shit. And they have a lawsuit spark. You know what I'm saying? They she actually sued they ass. You know what I'm saying? They had a lawsuit coming. Real, that's some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And shit, if she won, hey, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because They violated their rights for no goddamn reason whatsoever. Brother, dude up there lying saying she barged in his office and shit. Like, she didn't barge in nobody office. She didn't barge in nobody office. She was up in the hallway just up there talking. That's about it. Not saying talking to them. And no, she didn't lose her goddamn temper. For real though, she was talking like a civilized person. But they ass up there just go, like, lock her up for no goddamn reason. And her baby girl. Nothing for no goddamn reason. They out of pocket for that shit. And that's what broke. But anyway, like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell on notifications so you can see my next upload and my next post. And I'll make sure I make another one tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos. Like, so long, farewell, goodbye.